What's going on YouTube? One Trimmy here, back again with another video. And in today's video, we have a full first round mock draft of the 2023 NBA draft. So without further ado, let's get straight into the video. Picks 1, 2, and 3 stay the same for me. Victor Wembanyama, the 7'5" center from France. I have him going number 1 in San Antonio. Number 2, I have Scoot Henderson from G League Ignite, the 6'2" athletic point guard. I'm a big fan of Scoot Henderson, and I believe Scoot Henderson could be the best player coming out of this draft class when we look back at it in 5 years. At number 3, I have Brandon Miller, the small forward from Alabama, SEC Freshman of the Year. Phenomenal shooter. I think he reminds me a lot of Jabari Smith Jr. However, he might have a higher ceiling than Jabari Smith, but I'm a bigger fan of Jabari Smith, so that's neither here nor there. Brandon Miller is a stud. And number 3, the Trailblazers. And disclaimer, no trades will be happening in this full first round mock draft, just for the first go around. But pick 4, Amen Thompson to the Houston Rockets. They need a point guard desperately because I'm not a big fan of Kevin Porter Jr. and I don't think he's an actual 1. I think he's more of a 2, masquerading as a 1, but you get a good playmaker in Amen Thompson, very athletic. Him and Jalen Green are going to be one of the most athletic backcourts in NBA history. That's not an over-exaggeration. Amen Thompson is that athletic, and we've seen Jalen Green's athleticism. At number 5, I have Cam Whitmore, 6'7", small forward, going to the Detroit Pistons. Whitmore's a bowling ball, very athletic. From Villanova, he dealt with a couple injuries this year. That's why he wasn't on the court as much. But Villanova, they were a terrible team this year. That's not Whitmore's fault. When Whitmore was on the court, they were a positive team. And Whitmore has a positive impact on that team. Very good defender. Couldn't improve as a jump shooter. But nonetheless, Whitmore, he has a high ceiling. So he's going to be taken at the 5th pick. Pick 6 and 11, the Magic picks. They're going to be the same for every mock draft I do. At 6, the Magic are going to take 6'9" power forward Taylor Hendricks, who is a very good rim protector, very good shooter. At UCF, he was tasked to do much more than what he was supposed to. And if he gets to the Magic, he'll be limited to a role where he's just my rim protector and just my shooter, a spot-up shooter that can come in, play backup 4 minutes for Paolo, and be that impact player. At 11, we're going to go with Jordan Hawkins from UConn, sophomore, national champion. He can really shoot it, and I say this all the time, shoot it off the curl, the pin down, you name it, he can shoot it. He's a very good shooter on the move, very good catch and shoot shooter. I'm a big fan of Hawkins, and I think he has the potential to be a better shooter in the long run than Grady Dick. At 7, we got Jarace Walker, 6'7" power forward from Houston, and he won AAC Defensive Player of the Year playing for Houston on that March Madness team. Walker is an excellent defender. He can defend 1 through 5, and offensively, that's where he needs work. But Walker at 7, I'm fine with it, to the Indiana Pacers. At number 8, Cason Wallace. I'm a huge fan of Wallace. The 6'3" point guard is a very good defender, very amazing point of attack defender, an improving playmaker, and an improving jump shooter. I think Wallace has a really high ceiling, but he also has a really high floor to be a good backup PG or, spot starter PG. At number 9, Mavericks taking Ausar Thompson. And the Dallas Mavericks in my mock drafts, they've been taking a lot of different players. Some people say they need shooters, some people say they need defenders, rim protection help. They just need a lot of stuff to build around Kyrie and Luka Doncic. However, in this mock draft, I haven't taken Ausar Thompson. I usually have Ausar Thompson falling or taking him high. So it's just, I don't know where Ausar's range is. He has a wide range for me personally at least. But the 6'7" shooting guard is a very good defender, improving playmaker, improving jump shooter. He has a very high ceiling. I think he has a higher ceiling than his brother, in my opinion. That's just me talking. But the 6'7" small forward, very good defender, and I think he can plug right into the Dallas system and be an impact player for them. At number 12, I have OKC taking Bilal Coulibaly. Coulibaly is a rising player for me and a rising prospect. After watching him play in that playoff game with Victor Wembanyama and having 16 points, Coulibaly, I've been hearing scouts saying Coulibaly's range is starting at 6. At 6, the Orlando Magic are picking at 6, and I'm a huge fan of Coulibaly. He does it all. He reminds me of Mikal Bridges, but a better playmaker coming out than Mikal Bridges. So you do whatever you want with that. And Mikal Bridges is a 27 point per game scorer now in Brooklyn, but there's rumors that he's a draft promise, and I don't know where that draft promise is. They've been saying Toronto, OKC, but I'm going to have him taken at 12 for the OKC Thunder. At number 13, I have the hometown kid Leonard Miller from Canada and G League Ignite going to the Toronto Raptors. The 6'10" small forward is a very wide, rangy player who does a little bit of everything. He's a really good defender, very athletic, long wingspan. I think he has the highest plus wingspan, and Toronto likes players like that. They drafted Scotty Barnes not too long ago, 2 years ago? So I think Leonard Miller can plug right into that Toronto system and fit right in. A very good team defender, Grady Dick. I don't think he'll slip this far, but in my mock draft, that's just how the board fell, and Grady Dick fell to the New Orleans Pelicans. At pick 15, I have Derek Lively, the second Derek Lively Jr., the 7'2" center from Duke. He didn't really give you much offensively, gave you like 4 or 5 points in his freshman year at Duke, but he was a very good rim protector, deterred a lot of shots, protected the rim very well, and I think a team in the lottery may pick him, but I'm taking right outside the lottery to the Atlanta Hawks. Pick 16, 17, and 18 is where I have Keontae George, Jet Howard, and Jalen Hood-Schifino being taken. I think these guards are all bunched up in the same category. I do think George could be taken in the lottery, as well as Hood-Schifino, as well as Jet Howard. But this draft is loaded with point guard, shooting guard, and wing depth. So it's a lot of wings and guards taken early on and in the lottery, as well as throughout this entire first round. It's not a very good big man draft. So a lot of teams and a lot of players are going to be passed up on. And guys who thought were going to be in the lottery aren't going to be taken in the lottery. But Keontae George, 6'7" shooting guard, being taken at 16 to the Utah Jazz. Jet Howard, the 6'8" shooting guard, who's a very good sharpshooter. I'm a big fan of him. 17 to the Los Angeles Lakers. They need shooting help, and they were one of the worst three-point shooting teams this year. He is going to LA. And Jalen Hood-Schifino, pick 18 to the Miami Heat, the 6'5" point guard who can really score the ball. He's going to Miami. At pick 19, I have Chris Murray, the brother of Keegan Murray, who was all-rookie first team. They look just alike, same size, same position, play the same game. He's going to the Golden State Warriors. I think they need to bring in an older rookie, and Murray's the perfect option at the 4 to back up Draymond Green. I think he can play more valuable minutes than a Moses Moody or a Jonathan Kuminga. At pick 20, I have the bucket, the shooter, Bryce Sensabaugh, going to the Houston Rockets. At pick 20, the 6'5" small forward can really score the ball. He can really shoot it, and I think Houston does need a 3. They have Jabari Smith at the 4. They have Jalen Green at the 2. They just drafted, in my mock draft, Amen Thompson. I think they need a 3. That's probably their weakest position now. And then probably the next would probably be the center position. But a lot of people are high on Alperen Sengun. I'm going to come around to it eventually. I just got to see a little bit more development. Pick 21 and 22, the 2 Brooklyn Nets picks. I'm taking Noah Clowney at the 4 because they need big man help. And Clowney, this is Clowney's range right here. 6'10" power forward from Alabama. At pick 22, Nick Smith Jr., one of those guys who, lottery talent, but fell to pick 22 due to injury concerns, just the way the board fell. And a lot of prospects that I like more than Nick Smith, like Keontae George, like a Jet Howard. Nick Smith Jr., the 6'5" point guard from Arkansas, going to the Brooklyn Nets at pick 22. The 23rd overall pick is James Nagy. I do think the Portland Trailblazers need big man help after, having all these guards, Anthony Simon, Shaedon Sharpe, Damian Lillard. At pick 24, I have the Sacramento Kings taking Jaime Hawkins Jr. I wanted them to take somebody who was, very seasoned in college and could come in the NBA and, fit right into their system and play right away. I didn't want them to take a young guy. There's a lot of guards on the board, but didn't want to take a guard. So I might have reached for Jaime Hawkins, but nonetheless, he's landing in a good situation. At pick 25, the Memphis Grizzlies are taking Ryan Rupert from France, the 6'7" shooting guard, small forward. They needed small forward help after losing Dillon Brooks, who's a very good defender, and they're replacing him with another very good defender in Ryan Rupert, who averaged about 2 steals a game in his friends league. At pick 26, the Indiana Pacers are taking Kobe Buffkin, point guard from Michigan. He might have fell a little bit in my board, but nonetheless, he's still getting taken at pick 26 by the Indiana Pacers. I know they don't need a point guard help, but he's a very good shooter and he can slide right in, play off the ball. At pick 27, I have the Charlotte Hornets taking Brandon Podziemski from Santa Clara. He reminds me a lot of Jalen Williams. He could be that Jalen Williams in this class. They both went to Santa Clara, both 6'6", 6'7", however you want to spin it. But Podziemski, sophomore and very experienced in college. I think he could fit right into Charlotte, play the 2 or the 3 for them and fit right into the system. At pick 28, though, this is the guy that a lot of people are saying could be the next Jalen Williams or J-Dub, should I say, because he is a sophomore from Pepperdine, another mid-major, and plays a lot just like him. Very good defender, very good playmaker, got some good size on him. Going to the Utah Jazz, this could be a very good fit. At pick 29, Oliver Maxence Prosper. I didn't want the Indiana Pacers to take another card, so I just took the best available forward. And to round out the first round, I have Dariq Whitehead, shooting guard from Duke. He slipped a lot, but he did have a foot injury, and I think he may slip on draft night. And if he does slip to the 30th pick to the Los Angeles Clippers, the Clippers are going to run to the podium and take Duke freshman Dariq Whitehead. Whitehead was a very good shooter this year in limited time. One of the highest rated players coming out of his class. Whitehead could be the steal of the draft. But that's all from me, guys. Thank you all for watching. I'm Warren Trimmy, and I'm out.